Okay, previously we have learned about the general step in designing the heat exchanger shell and tube. Okay, next we will proceed to the detailed design on the shell, tube, and also the buffer. This is the another three component that are also important to be proceed to the detailed design in designing the shell and tube heat exchanger. Okay, I will start with the shell first. Okay, shell is the container of the shell tube, and the tube bundle is placed inside the shell. So if you can see from this diagram, we have the shell on the outer or outer part. This is we call a shell, and tube inside the shell. Okay, we're gonna design both shell and tube to complete the design of heat exchanger. Okay, the shell diameter should be selected in such way to give a close fit of the bundle tube. So because the design also relate to the cost of developing or design the for each equipment. So we're gonna design to ensure that the shell diameter should be selected in such a way to give a close fit. So basically the shell should give a close fit to the tube bundle. Okay, the clearance between bundle tube, okay, we call this is a bundle tube. That's mean you have the series of band of the tube inside the shell, and this series or the total tube we call as the bundle tube. Okay, the clearance between the bundle tube and inner shell will depends on the type of heat exchanger. Okay, the shell are usually fabricated from standard steel pipe with satisfactory corrosion allowance. So in design the shell, we usually use the standard pipe. Bear in mind that after a few years, they may have a corrosion that you should consider the thickness, or including the thickness of the corrosion or the corrosion allowance in order for you to determine the overall or to design the overall diameter shell, including the thickness or allowance that should be considered with it. And then the shell thickness of the 38 inch of the diameter or the shell inlet diameter of 12 to 24 inch can be satisfactorily used up to 300 psi of operating pressure. So these are the typical thickness of the shell for the diameter of 12 to 24 inch. Okay, these are the table. This table shows the minimum shell thickness. If we have the nominal shell diameter, example 150 millimeter, so we can define the minimum thickness based on the type of the material used, such as for the carbon. If you use standard steel, so basically you can consider the minimum thickness around 7.1 mm. If you use the alloy steel, so you may consider 3.2 mm.